Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Ask Me Anything panel for the PCMA Insuretech Wizard competitions. I would like to first give you just a small brief about the competition and what we're doing in Palestine, and introduce our speakers with us today. And once the panel is done, we will leave room for questions and answers. And if you have anything that you would like to ask during the session, please feel free to drop your questions in the question box, and we will revert back to you once we reach the the questions and answer part. So allow me first to just give you a small brief about the PCMA Insuretech Wizard competition. It's a competition that we're running for Palestine Capital Market Authority, which are the regulators for the insurance sector in Palestine. We're running two different competitions with them, one which is an innovation challenge, which we scout for mature and enterprise-ready fintechs, and the second competition, insurtechs, and the second competition is a hackathon, where we are inviting all kinds of individual focused on, new technologies and innovative solutions for the insurance sector in Palestine. We have different people who can submit to the hackathon. We can admit university students, professionals, developers, along with early stage insurtechs who are still in their early stages of maturity. Now, before I brief you a bit more about how the panel will carry on, I would like first to introduce our speakers with us from Palestine. We have from Palestine Capital Market Authority, Dr. Bashar Abu Zarour, who is the FinTech and Innovation Director. Dr. Bashar, would you like to just make a small introduction about yourself?
Thank you very much, Melissa, and everybody. My name is Bashar Abu Zarour. I am heading the Innovation and Digital Financial Directorate at the PCMA. You are more than welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bashar. And from also Palestine, we have Mr. Ayman Sabah. Ayman, Fadal, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Melissa. Good evening, everyone participating us now. My name is Ayman Sabah. I am Insurance Director at PCMA.
Thank you, Ayman. And from Al Mashriq Insurance Company, we have two joiners. Please feel free to introduce yourself, Rawan and Muhammad.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rawan, and I am the Marketing Communication Manager at Al Mashriq Insurance Company.
Good evening. I'm Muhammad Mahaji, Programming Manager.
Thank you and welcome to our panel. Next, we have from Tamkeen Insurance Company, Khaldoon. Please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Khaldoon from Tamkeen Insurance Company, and welcome for everybody.
Thank you. Okay, to cut things short, I would like to first welcome all the attendees and everyone who is interested in this competition. I would like to address my first question to PCMA and in specific, which is to underlie a bit more or speak more about the benefits of people joining the PCMA Insuretech Wizard competition, whether it's a challenge or a hackathon. What are basically the characteristics, of the current stage of Palestine in the insurance market? Dr. Bashar or Ayman?
Well, thank you very much, Melissa, and another time, welcome everybody. In fact, the competition, as you mentioned, it is maybe it's the first of its kind in the MENA region that tackling insurance sector. Now, regarding the Palestinian insurance sector, despite the fact that it is an infant market, if we can say, in terms of accepting and observing insurtech, but on the other hand, it is very promising sector for many opportunities. So what we are aiming to achieve during this competition is to highlight the opportunities and that is available or that are available for in this market, and let's say welcoming any new innovations in the MENA region or even in the globe for the insurtech. On the other hand, as you know, we have two tracks. For the hackathon, we are welcoming also the ideation or the startups who are in the ideation phases to explore the Palestinian insurance market. I can just put one highlight in this regard. Despite the fact that we have low penetration ratios in the Palestinian insurance market compared to the MENA region, but we can consider it also, on the other hand, as a promising opportunity that this market can absorb new challenges and new innovations in the insurtech.
Thank you. I would like to ask a follow-up question. Now, we have two different programs, which is the Innovation Challenge and the Hackathon. If we start with the Hackathon, we're covering two different themes, as you know. And in specific, there is one of the themes that mentions the concept of digitization, especially for the agribusiness. Can you elaborate a bit more about this? And what is your vision regarding, automation and digital innovation? Even including, modern digital technology to solve business problems, So can you just elaborate more on this concept? Because I think this is something that Palestine is actually eager on accomplishing.
Well, in fact, we look at the insurance sector in Palestine as a regulator, in different angles. First of all, we are looking for it from the point of view of financial inclusion, since we are in Palestine implementing a national strategy for financial inclusion. For example, we have specific segments in the society. One of them, or on the top of them, is the agro-business sector that is untapped in terms, or if you can say, it is financially excluded from different financial services. Among them is the insurance services. Why is this? Because we have many obstacles in terms of operational costs, the effectiveness of and the attractiveness of the market. Here is the role of the insurtech solutions in the agro business. I can give some examples. If we can use the parametric index, etc., that will ease access to and usage of new technology-based insurance services. So this is very important from the one hand. On the other hand, as a regulator, we have a 5-year strategy, and I think my colleague Ayman will elaborate more on this. So we are targeting specific segments in the society. Another time, one of them is the SMEs. And the SMEs, consist the majority of the national economy of the country. So we have here also different rooms and more concentration. Maybe from here came the identification of the main problems for both tracks, whether for the challenge or the hackathon that we are trying to target.
Thank you, Dr. Ayman. Mr. Ayman, would you like to add anything to this?
Yeah, actually, thank you, Dr. Bashar. I need to give you an overview about our strategic goals for 2021 until 2025. We have 3 strategic goals. Our first goal is to enhance the use of financial technology in non-banking financial sector and providing the suitable environment therefore. So there is a lot of efforts from BCMA regarding developing the ecosystem for using the technology in the non-banking sector. One of them is the insurance sector. The second goal is to promote for the Islamic Sharia compliance finance services and tools. And in this regard, BCMA licensed this year one Takafuli, a new Takafuli insurer. And we support and encourage all the current insurer to enter the market for Sharia and to provide services and products to the unserviced sectors like agriculture and tourism, etc. The third goal is to have the sustainability and the stability for the financial sectors. One of them, the insurance sector, we seek to have the stability for the sector. We start drafting the new law for the insurance sector. And this new law emphasizes on the consumer protection and emphasize on the mechanism for solving insurance conflicts and emphasize on the financial adequacy or solvency for the insurer. So we need to push the insurer to use more and more the technology on their handling their services and products to the customer.
Thank you, Ayman, for this for these insights. Now, moving to the challenge, which is for mature and enterprise-ready Insuretech. So basically, what PCMA are looking for, mainly Insuretechs with existing solutions where they can demo for them. I would like to ask one question for Mashreq Insurance and Tamkeen. Please feel free to take turn on this. When it comes to your internal versus external level of automation, can you elaborate more on what are your major pain points and challenges? You might have already, scaled up your innovation internally, but maybe externally you still face a bit of pain points. Can you elaborate more? Maybe we can start with you, Khaldoon, from Tamkeen Insurance.
Yes, Misa. Thank you for your question. Actually, most and maybe all of insurance companies have an ERP system that includes at the lower level motor insurance, general insurance, life and medical, both underwriting and claims. In addition of the reinsurance module and full integrated financial system, in addition of HR system, CRM or travel insurance. And also in some companies, for example, Tamkeen, we have also customer portal, medical insurance subscribers, mobile application, claim, and other services. But what we are looking for? We are looking for advanced tools that are depending on new technologies, such as artificial intelligence, recognitions, and others. For example, tools that are using artificial intelligence and data analysis that could be used for fraud detection, especially in the medical insurance and also in the motor insurance. Another example is to expand the sales channels or the distribution channels, such as to use the mobile and web applications that could be used, and also the following that could be used to as sales channel, and also for the following processes such as claims processing in order to increase the customer satisfaction.
Thank you, Khaldoon. Rawan and Muhammad, would you like to add anything from your pain points internally or externally at Tamkeen Insurance?
Internally, no additions for what Khaldoon said, but externally we have some problems here in Palestine for the processes Khaldoon said. The relation between companies and customers must be trusted through the information the customer provides. We have to have links with the third parties. We have to use APIs for the customer information, customer driving license, historical data about customers.
Yes, also, if I may add, one challenge could be the lack of awareness that we all need to work together to rise it, because there's a part that lies on the PCMA's shoulders. Another part lies on the shoulders of the insurance companies. And in Palestine, the customer is not yet fully aware of the importance of insurance. Also, as the colleagues mentioned, the lack of trust. People do not actually trust having the services online, despite of the fact that it could save them time and money. They only trust if they would come and talk to anybody face to face. That would give them more credibility. Also resistance, since most of the services, like we're used to, whatever service we need or we want, we really have to go get it ourselves. So whenever you want to change everything else to like online services, people would resist that because they're not really sure if they're going to be getting the same benefits or satisfactions as they would when they go talk to the company's representatives face to face.
Thank you. Thank you for this addition, Rawan and Muhammad. There is something that I would like to mention to the audience hearing us. We have two different competition, as I mentioned, the innovation challenge, in addition to the reward money that the Insuretech will get from out of this, we will be running a POC, which is a proof of concept with the winning Insuretechs with Mashreq Insurance and Tamkeen. Now, this is very important for the Insuretechs because at the end of the day, this is everyone's dream to actually conduct a successful POC with any player or client within a certain ecosystem. Now, back to this point, especially for the innovation challenge, there is an optional requirement. So basically, the challenge is requiring a certain solution that focuses on demand customization and consumer-centric products. But there's one optional or basically requirement, which is optimizing the claim processes. I would like, the teams of the insurance companies to elaborate more about and shed lights a bit more about the current business process management that you follow for your claim management, and let the Insuretechs know where your struggle lies, more or less. If you would like to start, Mohammed, Rawan, or Khaldoon, please feel free.
I can start here.
Yeah, go ahead, Khaldoon, please.
Okay, actually, internally, most of the processes in the insurance companies in Palestine are automated and they are integrated into a financial system. But we are looking for solutions that can, for example, decrease the claims management costs or reduce the fraud cases, as I said previously, and enhance customer experience. For example, enabling the customer to track or trace his claim within or by mobile application or by also a web application. An important issue here that needs an innovation solution is that how to ensure who is for example, one of the challenges is how to ensure who is the driver at the moment of the accident. Maybe many solutions using the technology can be used here in order to ensure who is the driver in the case of the accident, in order to eliminate other cases, especially that any driver who has the required driving license upon the regulations of the Palestinian regulations can drive the car.
Thank you, Khaldoon, for this. Would you like to add anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. We would like to stress on the customer satisfaction that a very important part of this is that the customers themselves become partners in this. So they have to be aware of the process. They have to share with us their needs, their demands, so we can serve them better. Also, as Khaldoon mentioned, a lot of fraud cases. So we need something to help us detect as much as possible, especially when we do not have a history of the person. If we do have a history of the person, like they're renewing their car insurance, for example, then this person's car is already insured. So we have information about the person himself, and we have information about the car. But whenever it is a new customer and they are starting their new insurance, how do we know the history of this person? How do we know the history of the behavior of this person when driving? How do we know if these are the photos of the car that he's taken at the moment, that this is the car that he needs to be to get insurance for? So many fraud cases that we cannot really take over or control. So if there would be anything to help us do so, that would be perfect.
May I add in this regards, please?
Sure, please, Eman.
Yeah, as you see, the focus for the current insurer is to solve problems, to find solutions to solve the problems they're facing now regarding the claims and the frauds and etc. And on the other hand, as a regulator, we look forward to have a solution as innovative and regarding to well-designed or consumer-centric design for a new product, using the technology to offer and design this product to customer to reach different sectors or different individuals assess their needs, and design insurance product suitable for them with affordable prices, and to change the concentration for the current insurance portfolio, because it's concentrated on the vehicles stream. It's about 70% of the insurance portfolio. It's about vehicles. So as a regulator, we hope to have solutions that took around or take place regarding the design and provide a new product and micro size.
Thank you, Ayman, for this elaboration.
Can I please add something, Melissa, here?
Go ahead, Khaldun.
For what Rawan and Ayman said, one of the challenges that I am thinking all the time is how to ensure the identity of the customer when using insurance application or when processing his claim. Also, is how can we inspect the insured object, such as a car or a house or a building or etc. For the first time, because when he is renewing his policy, I have his historical data. But when he is a new customer, I don't have any data related to this customer. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Khaldun. Now, moving to PCMA, and I know, Ayman, you already spoke about the authority strategy for the insurance sector for the upcoming few years till 2025. Are these initiatives that you talked about actually accommodate for insurance and financial technology? Are these part of your pipeline?
Yes. Mainly our strategy, it's take place to encourage using the upcoming technology and the acceleration of technology developments regarding expanding the non-banking financial sectors we operate, and to make it more customer protection perspective. Also to have a new product designed for the needs of individuals.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ayman. Dr. Bashar or even Ayman from PCMA, if you can shed light a bit on what does Iptaker initiative roadmap and strategy include regarding the insurance sector in Palestine, because the hackathon participants will have access to that initiative. And just also to enlighten about the hackathon. So basically, the hackathon is focusing on two main themes, which are the first one, the insurance literacy, and the second one, which is improving the customer experience. And of course, by default, creating access to inclusive insurance. But one of the main strong points of PCMA is the Iptaker initiative. Can you shed more light on this, please?
Well, thank you very much. It's a really interesting question. In fact, and based on our strategy as a PCMA, we took some proactive steps to go ahead with boosting the use of financial technology and Insuretech in the sector that is regulated under our jurisdictions. One of them is Iptaker. By the way, Iptaker in Arabic means innovate in English. So the idea of, I'm so sorry, maybe just a few minutes for the light, but my point is continuing, yes. So Iptaker as an idea, it is, we can say, a regulatory innovation hub or a regulatory incubators that provide regulatory assistance and helps to the innovators who are applying for PCMA. By the way, it is the first of its kind, I believe, in the MENA region that is tackling the non-banking financial sector and mainly insurance. So Iptaker is, we can consider it in another way, like a preliminary stage before entering the regulatory sandbox from the innovation themselves. Now, on the other hand, we as a regulator, we learned a lot from Iptaker that we are on a direct touch with the innovators, the newcomers to the market, and trying to assess what obstacles that we have. One example of this, that we developed a new regulatory tool, which we called like a waiver, no objection letter, that if your innovation or your solution does not fit with any existing regulation, Okay, never mind, you still can work in the market with what we call no objection letter from the regulator. So this is the idea of Iptacare, and we launched it, actually in before 18 months, and we received a lot of application. And by the way, this competition came under the umbrella of Iptacare activities and initiatives. And I encourage everyone who is interested to enter the website of Iptacare, and we can share it just with you with on the chat, to have a look on what PCMA policies in encouraging, let's say, innovative products in the non-banking financial sector, not only for insurance, but also for all other markets that we are supervising.
A follow-up question on this, Dr. Bashar. If someone has already got an objection letter, no objection letter from PCMA and from Iptacare, can they also participate even though they have already done this in this competition?
Yes, you can, in first principle, yes, he can, but it depends on the criteria that we already have set.
Of
for
course,
the
yeah, of course.
itself.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
If they are
Now,
fit, I mentioned, yeah.
Exactly, yes, of course they can. And by the way, we gave, for example, 2 no objection letters during the last few months, and 2 of them are working in the market. The idea of no objection letter, it is like a formal passport for you as an innovator to start and trying to deal with the real life piloting period with the companies themselves and with other participants. Like you are entering in the regulatory sandbox. We prefer to start with Iptacare, not going immediately with the regulatory sandbox, because for regulatory sandbox you should be ready. Your MVP is ready already. So for insurance and non-banking sector, maybe it is not so easy. The idea here came with Iptacare that we provide you with the regulatory assistance from the early stages, from the ideation phase itself, then growing up your idea and coming to a stage that you are able to go live.
Thank you, Dr. Bashar. Now, I would like to move back to our POC champions for this competition. Can I ask a question for Tamkin Khaldoon, basically? What is the most challenging for the current architecture, and what features in the solutions provided by the Insuretech could actually help you tackle all of these features? You're muted, Khaldoon.
Okay, sorry for that. As I said before, the main challenge is how to know the interested customer in case he is a new customer in my company. And also in Palestine, we have a special case that we don't have still now. We don't have a unity of one database that can be used to inquiry the loss ratio of one customer within all of the companies. Also, the other challenge, as I said and Rawan said, about the fraud detection. Also, I think that it is the right time to mention about IFRS 17. The next year we will apply IFRS 17, and it's also a challenge, and maybe the biggest one within the following few months. So any solution that can be used to handle its requirements will be helpful for the insurance market in Palestine.
Thank you for that, Khaldoon. And there's something also that I would like to ask for Rawan and Muhammad, if anyone can shed a bit more light on this. So when it comes to customer experience, so what is your understanding and vision regarding the UX communication channels and interaction with the end users when it comes to that, please?
We want the customers to have the best experience, where they can have access to all information and go through the process easily. And to tell you the truth, we're not able to do so unless we have feedbacks from them. So that is why within our online services that we provide through the website, through the application, and through social media, we always try to communicate with those customers to find more about how we could be better to save them. But at the very same time, we would like to have a tool that would help us know what could make our services better for them and appealing, and what could satisfy them more. Because the only way to know right now is through having maybe surveys or through the communication through social media, which is not really an indicator to help us. We would also like to have a tool that help us to reach more customers. Whenever we reach more customers in the proper ways, this, in our opinion, would help them have the best user experience. So this is in addition to what Khaldun said.
All right, thank you. I'll go back to PCMA. I just need to ask something that's maybe a bit general, but is there room for entrepreneurship when it comes to the insurance sector? If you can let us know, because this is that's a very important topic for everyone, especially in Palestine, basically.
Yeah, can I add in this regard, please?
Yes, please go ahead, Ayman.
I think there is a wide space or room for the entrepreneur and insurance sector, since as Khaldun and my colleagues explore that regarding the internal work in the insurance company, there is a lot happened. They are on a good stage in regarding automation of their process. But regarding the communication and the delivery channel for their service for customers, there is a big room for entrepreneur. And also regarding the internal work for the insurer, nowadays the insurance company start thinking that they can divide their processes and allocate some of these processes for the to outsourcing. This is an opportunity for the entrepreneur to provide solution for handling some internal processes, and also to support the insurers with data mining, data analyzing for the sectors, different sectors for the needs for the insurance coverage.
Thank you, Ayman. I've been getting a few questions in the chat. I would like to elaborate as part of the panel because I think this is very important. Just for everyone to know, the attendees, so we have two different competitions, as I mentioned, which are the hackathon and the challenge. When it comes to the hackathon, the process is very easy. Basically, you submit your idea, then we shortlist the ideas, and there's a certain amount of ideas or teams who will be part of the boot camp. And then after that, we choose the finalists and they will pitch in the final pitch competition. When it comes to the hackathon, in the initial phases, you don't have to present anything or prepare anything. It's just provide your idea. And then later on during the boot camp, you can elaborate more on your presentation, and we will work along with you to help you build it to be able to pitch for the judging panel. Now, when it comes to the challenge on the other side, this is a different approach. So what you need to do as an Insuretech, because you are already mature and you have already done this before, whether you're coming from a global market or from a regional market, we have basically a process where you need to first submit your solution, add your pitch deck, and then later on, we will shortlist the first round of Insuretechs who will have a one-on-one with PCMA team and some of the key experts within internally, and that will be only with the Insuretech and the client, which are PCMA in that case. And then later on, they will do their own assessment and they will provide the top 5-6 finalists, depending on how mature the submissions are. And then later on, you will be able to submit to share your pitch in front of the other judging panel. Now, this is when it comes to the Insuretech challenge. So Dr. Bashar, can you elaborate more on what you're looking for in the submission for the challenge? There are a few components, and I can of course help you with that, that you're looking for in the submission for the Insuretech challenge, because at the end of the day, these Insuretechs will be conducting a POC with your insurance companies, which are Mashriq and Tamkeen.
Yes, thank you, Melissa. First of all, I think it's worth mentioning regarding the place where the applicants can apply for their, whether for the hackathon or Insuretech. Of course, the link is available on FinTech Galaxy website. If you would like Melissa to just announce, because there is a question regarding this issue. So now, if you go to the website specialized for this competition, we already highlight. We gave first of all a brief description about the current situation of the insurance market in Palestine. Secondly, we are trying to, let's say, highlight two major problem statements for the challenge and as well as for the hackathon. For the challenge itself, and to make it let's say more easier, we identified actually two major areas, which is already my colleagues from the companies or insurance companies mainly highlighted. The first one is to enhance and increase access to the insurance services. Here we are talking about different aspects. For example, new distribution channels, new solutions, how to reach the customers, and even for, let's say, how to develop new products for specific targets like SMEs and agro businesses. Also, which is optional for the competition, if you would like to go for back office solution to the providers themselves, like telematic solutions to identify the identity of the driver or whatsoever, fraud detection, also the problems that we heard from our colleagues. For the hackathon, it is a little bit more wider. First of all, we are focusing on the improving customer experience, whether through tracking his, let's say, filing process for a compensation file, or even to enhance financial awareness and insurance awareness using the new technologies. So we try to have, let's say, some kind of focus on the major paths, but actually inside the path itself, you have different rooms for improvements. In fact, why we choose these specific methods, first of all, to be compatible with the current local situation in Palestine. This is first, because we are looking for solutions that will be, for the challenge mainly, that will be applicable from tomorrow. We don't want to, you as an innovator or an insurtech to face challenges, whether legal or regulator or etc. Secondly, to be compatible with our strategy as a regulator. It's not just because we are a regulator, actually it is the national strategy for improving the market and the insurance market under the umbrella of the financial inclusion policies in Palestine, which trying to enhance the role of inclusive insurance.
Thank you, Dr. Bashar. And one more follow-up question. I think maybe the POC teams and the insurance companies can actually answer this. So from my own answer, I know that, but I would like to shed light for the attendees. When it comes to, once everything is done, the POC process is done, are you as an insurance ready to go live once everything is set and the POC is done? And I think maybe also PCMA should also shed light on this. Who would like to have maybe Khaldoon? So if the POC process goes well, are you ready to go live with the solution if everything is successful?
Of course, if there's a need, as a real need in our company and the other companies in Palestine, we will help the company or the individual who have the idea or who have the solution in order to make a real test of the solution and to buy it and to use it into the company, of course. And I think that is the most important point here is that we have a real environment that could be used by the solution in order to test the solution itself.
Rawan, go ahead, please.
Yes, I really wanted to add what Khaldoon just said. If whatever the person or if the person has whatever meets our needs as an insurance sector, then yes, the solution will be considered, taking into consideration as well the environment. If if it allows us to adopt this solution. Also, there might be some restraints from or restrictions from the PCMA or by law. So we really need to work together, if possible, to overcome those obstacles.
So I think the reason behind this competition is to make sure that PCMA will help all of the insurtechs to tick the boxes to make sure it will be able to conduct a successful POC and then, of course, integrate live their solution. Now, one more question, maybe Dr. Bashar. I know that maybe this is something that we have already discussed before. When it comes to the integration, how will the process happen? Is it going to be through APIs or it's going to be, and also if you can shed lights on the server hosting and the residency of the data, will that be, of course, I'm speaking here about the challenge. Will that be something on the cloud or on premises? Maybe this is something that the audience should hear.
Okay, thank you. In fact, as a regulator, we don't have specific restrictions regarding the way of integration. It depends on the company or the insurance company itself and the insurtech. Now, what we are trying to do is to facilitate the playground for both parties. First of all, the POC to go for testing, etc. If it goes well and succeed, of course, it is the commercial decision of the insurance company whether they would like to go live. Let's say everything is going well. We, as a regulator, we are trying to facilitate this process in terms of the available mechanisms and tools that we have. First of all, if there is an existing legal and regulatory framework, it should be followed. Secondly, if it is a new innovation, we can use the tools that I mentioned before, like no objection letter. Now, regarding the hosting and etc., if you allow me, I would like to forward this issue to the companies themselves. You know, as a regulator, we have some specific general restrictions as any regulator regarding the consumer protection, data protection, etc., which is normal in such a situation. So regarding the technicalities of how to connect or etc., I will leave this room to my colleagues from the insurance companies. And of course, if we have the time, we will come later on to talk about the general or on the macro level about APIs or even whether open finance in this issue.
Rawan or Muhammad, Khaldun, someone would like to add anything?
Yes, the companies don't have any problems about the way to integrate solutions. All solutions are possible.
Okay, that's a very wise answer, and we really love it. Yes. If this is the case, then it's the best case scenario. Yeah, Khaldun, go ahead.
Yes, I can add here that we are, as insurance companies, looking to these competitions as an opportunity. And why? And we will help for the highest level. Why? Because we are looking for these competitions as an opportunity because we have the BCMA, which is the Palestinian regulator itself, is a major part of this competition. So that it is a huge opportunity for insurance companies to create required legislations and to put the required regulations that we can use, and we can develop also our systems, not just systems or solutions from out the companies.
Thank you, Khaldun, for that. I would like to ask one more question to the to Mashreq Insurance. So Rawan and Muhammad, if you can just identify the current technology and the other system components that you're currently using, just to let the insurtechs know about what are your processes.
Yes, we use Oracle ERP systems in Al-Mashreq for internal transactions. We have some third-party systems integrated to Oracle all.
And Khaldun, from your end?
Also, we are using a system that is based on Oracle database, and as application that is based on or developed as using .NET programming language.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, moving back to you, Dr. Bashar or Ayman, when it comes to the hackathon mainly, what are basically the results and objectives that you really want to achieve in the submission? I know you mentioned that it's only for early stage insurtechs and who are still in the idea phase, and for the university students, and you have, of course, the Iptaker initiative. But when it comes to someone like a student or a developer who's joining this competition to team up with other team members and come up with a solution during the bootcamp, other than of course, the reward money that they will get, is there any other value that you see they will get out of this competition?
Yes, sure. First of all, as you mentioned, we will be in the framework of the competition itself, and we have the shortlisted and the winners. But the most important, not only as a judging panel, or even for us as a PCMA, if we find that there is an excellent 3D ideas and etc., I think it will be more than welcome to be hosted through Iptaker itself, for more regulatory assistance and regulatory guidance, and to see the possibility whether such an idea can reach to a pilot phase or to reach to go live. So Iptaker is welcoming for all the ideas in this regard, and this is the reason why we create, let's say, Iptaker itself, in order to deal with these new ideas and applications, especially if it is tackled, as we mentioned, the current, let's say, problems or challenges that we are facing in the insurance markets. Also, many of the ideas maybe will tackle not only for the insurance market, like our colleagues who mentioned digital identification. This is very important because unfortunately, until today in Palestine, we don't have these macro or national, let's say, or governmental digital identity. So if there is some solution that can turn around of these problems, it would be more than welcome. Fraud detection, AML, all of these aspects. Another area maybe will be very important, the creditworthiness of the applicants themselves. Maybe it's not directly in the insurance, but if we are talking about financial leasing or even securities markets, also will be more than welcome, especially for the unbanked people. Because yes, we have a central, let's say, Bureau for Creditworthiness Assessment at the central bank in Palestine, but this is tackling the banking people. But what about unbanked or underbanked people? So all these solutions will be more than welcome through Iptaker itself to be hosted there, and we can deal with them to reach us and to go forward.
Please, can I add for this question?
Of course, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Regarding from our side, as BCMA, our insurance company, having the student in this events or in this hackathon is part of thinking out of the box. But regarding the benefits that student may get from this hackathon is they may have the promising future project that will represent their future or for future career for the students. So okay, we will have a lot of ideas, a lot of project ideas, but may some of them will develop to be a new business and will be a future and profitable business for them.
Thank you, Ayman, for that. Now, before although I already embedded most of the questions during the panel, and I will also leave room for additional questions from the audience, I would like to add one topic, basically, Dr. Bashar, that is now a trend all over the region, and it was already before globally. We all hear about open banking and open finance and all of these initiatives coming in the region. We know for a fact that open banking is already implemented in Bahrain, and now SAMA released their open banking frameworks for Saudi Arabia. Now, when it comes to the insurance and open finance and open insurance, can you let us know what what is your basically your roadmap when it comes to that, or what are your studies that you're going to be doing when it comes to that topic in Palestine capital market?
Yes, thank you very much. Of course, you asked a very important question. Now, especially when we are talking about fintech, insurtech, or all these new techniques in the financial market, without, let's say, integration, without interoperability, we cannot go ahead. Now, here we are tackling what we call the ecosystem. First of all, which is different, of course, from country to country. What we are trying to do as a regulator on the macro level is trying to ease and bridge the existing gaps in the ecosystem. First of all, I think it's very important to be connected or integrated on the governmental level. This is very important. And for us as a PCMA, we did significant steps in this regard, even if we still have some problems or gaps in the ecosystem, which is unfortunately maybe outside the direct control of the financial regulator, such as the e-signature, etc. We are trying to find turnaround solutions, not stopping there. Now, regarding open finance, you know, Melissa and the others, so first we can starting off open banking, but now we are talking about more general terms, open finance. And if you would like, we are talking now about embedded finance. That means it's not only a solution for the insurance. No, on the same marketplace, I can find everything that I need to tackle an insurance policy and pay for it on installment from an FI, etc. So open finance is a very important. I think it is the let's say the future for the fintech and the insurtech. Mainly in the insurance sector and in the insurtech field, I think open insurance, if I can say, if we can to add this new term, is very, very important. Now, even in the region, not only in Palestine or even in some GCC countries, you can see some differentiations between the banking and the non-banking sector in terms of data availability or the level of integrity there and the integrations. For the non-banking sector, maybe sometimes it's a little bit harder, but also open finance is a very important concept. For example, we as a PCMA now, we have a new trends in the factoring sector, which is a new non-banking financial sector. Factoring will inject new working capital to SMEs. And you can think about it like somehow or one of the kinds of open finance for the SMEs themselves. But here we are talking about the individuals themselves, how we can enhance their financial inclusion. Open finance is a very important, which will connect all the stakeholders together, whether through APIs or whatever you want. So I think, yes, we are coming there and we are trying to do our best as a regulator to work on this regard to reach to the minimum requirements, let's say, for open finance, to see a real case studies and solutions for open finance.
Thank you, Dr. Bashar. It's always about the use case that serves a specific need for the customer. So before I'm gonna leave now the floor for anyone would like to add before from the audience, from the panelists, anything to what we said so far. Would you like to shed some lights, or all is clear?
Yes, Melissa, I want to add a point.
Go ahead, please, Khaldun.
Yeah. I want to add the point about what benefits to enter the Palestinian market, what Mr. Ayman and Dr. Bashar said. I think that there are many benefits to enter the Palestinian insurance market, because when we are looking to the opportunities, then we are looking to the problems and needs of the customers themselves, not just the insurance company. An example of these needs, such as is how to help the customer to compare between companies, between insurance companies, of course, and how to choose the best solution or the best product or the best coverages and price. Also, the insurance has very special technical issues, as all of us know. So the customer needs how to understand these details, especially that for each line of business, there are specific details that anybody who is not specialized in insurance needs consultation during all stages of the insurance policy, in the underwriting and also in the claims processing, and within all the process of his policy.
Thank you, Khaldun, for that. Before I'm leaving now the room for questions and answers in the chat for all of the attendees in our panel. In the meantime, I would like just to make a small brief about everything that we mentioned before regarding the competition. So once this panel is done, you will be receiving an email with the link for the different competitions and where you can access them. And even to make it more comprehensive for everyone, I'm gonna be sharing my screen to show you where to access Fintech Galaxy platform and share and see all of the information related to both competitions. So we have, as I mentioned, let me share my screen. So we have two different competitions. We have the Innovation Challenge, which is looking for mature and enterprise-ready Insuretechs, and we have the second one, which is the Hackathon, which is looking for ideation phase Insuretechs, and of course, university students and professionals who are keen on providing their idea when it comes to this competition. So as you see on Fintech Galaxy platform, you'll be able to access the Insuretech Wizard Hackathon, where you'll be able to see all of the milestones when it comes to the registration end date, the shortlisting date, and the hackathon start and end date, which is mainly the bootcamp. As an individual or as a startup, you'll be able to register by clicking on this button. When it comes to the page itself, it's very comprehensive. You'll be able to see the conditions and selection criteria, along with the judges and mentors, the resource center, and the frequently asked questions. When it comes to the challenge on the other side, this is where, when it comes to the challenge on the other side, this is where you will be able to see the main, of course, overview problem statement. It's all the same. You'll be able to see the reward, the submission deadline, round one shortlisting, the finalist, and the challenge end date, which is the pitch competition. All of this will be done before the end of the year. And hopefully, once this is completed, we will be having post, of course, the new year conversation with the Insuretechs and the insurance companies to kick off the POC process. And if it's all successful, then with the help of PCMA, with us on board, we'll be able to get this to the next level. Now, part of the competition, which is the pitch competition, we have a judging panel. Usually from the insurance companies, from the from the regulator and subject matter experts. We have a very diverse panel where they will be able to assess, score the Insuretechs according to the criteria, and hopefully, once everything is done later on, we will be announcing the winners. Now, this is basically briefly about the competitions, and this link will be shared with everyone post this panel. Now, I don't see any more questions other than one that I think you already tackled during the vision models that can be used to assess the car damage, and something related to UX that you already, Khalid, Rawan, and Muhammad shed light on. So if we don't have anything from the audience, which I cannot see in the chat, is there anything you would like to add, Dr. Bashar, as a closing remark?
Yeah, if you allow me, first of all, I would like to thank you. It is here a good opportunity to thank our stakeholders, main stakeholders in this competition, the GIZ for their generous support, because they are our main partner. The second thing is for the Insurance Federation, which is the umbrella for all insurance companies in Palestine, for providing their financial support and technical support. Special thanks for our insurers whom are with us today, who accept the challenge and to host the POC. And of course, a special thanks for you as a Fintech Galaxy, who are implementing and operating this whole process. And of course, a big thanks for all the attendees with us today who are posting their answers. We hope that we could answer their questions or any inquiries. Thank you very much from my side.
Thank you. There's one question that I can see now from an anonymous attendee regarding the budgets for the insurance company. to have the solution. This is something that we can elaborate later on, because this is something that will happen on a one-on-one basis with the round one shortlisted. So for anyone who's asking something related to financials, related to commercials, this is something that we can take on the side, not in public. So we will revert back to you by email. Thank you, everyone, for this amazing session. And special thanks to PCMA, Dr. Bashar, Ayman, and the insurance supporters, Khaldoon, Rawan, and Muhammad, for this. And have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.